Alexander Isak transfer. Newcastle sends inflexible position on Liverpool links. Darwin Nunez is wanted by two clubs seeking Champions League. He has history against both. Liverpool believes it has secured an exceptional star as its first summer signing for Arne Slot. Hello, Reds fans! Welcome to another video with the latest news from the world's greatest club. Let's dive into the video. In recent months, Alexander Isak has been the subject of numerous transfer rumors, especially after speculations about his potential interest in Liverpool emerged. Currently, Isak is widely considered the best striker in the Premier League, with an impressive average of 1 goal every 1.2 games in all competitions for Newcastle this season. This has led to links with various clubs, including Liverpool, but Newcastle has made its position clear. They do not intend to sell their number 14 this summer. Chris Waugh, the Athletics correspondent in Newcastle, reported that the club is inflexible when it comes to selling Isak, regardless of the offer. According to Waugh, Newcastle is determined that this will not happen, with several key figures at the club making it clear that Isak is not for sale. Even last season, when Newcastle tried to balance its finances, the club never considered selling the Swedish striker, despite Chelsea's interest. Newcastle bought Isak from Real Sociedad for £63 million in 2022, and since then, he has consistently demonstrated skills that have made him one of the most sought-after strikers in English football. Waugh also added that the club is in a strong position to reject any external interest. Isak still has 3 years left on his contract with Newcastle, and while negotiations for a new deal are on hold, the club plans to resume those talks during the off-season. Newcastle does not need to sell, and sources say they would only consider letting Isak go for an offer exceeding £100 million. However, as Waugh pointed out, a bid of that magnitude would force the club to reconsider its position, which would also indicate that the player himself may be seeking a move. With Darwin Nunez likely to leave at the end of the season and uncertainties surrounding Diogo Jota's future, Liverpool may be looking for a new striker this summer. Given Isak's impressive form, his name has been linked with the club, and the rumors gained momentum in February when Mark Douglas of iPaper stated that the speculations seem to have some substance. Since then, David Ornstein of The Athletic confirmed Liverpool's interest in the 25-year-old, mentioning Isak as the only name I've personally heard in terms of strikers on their radar. While Liverpool is interested, a move for Isak to Merseyside would be a surprise, given the high price demanded by Newcastle, potentially over £100 million. Although this price is high for the club's standards, Liverpool has already shown a willingness to spend big sums, as seen when they agreed to a £111 million fee for Moises Caicedo in 2023. If Darwin Nunez leaves Liverpool this summer, it seems he will have a wide range of clubs interested. Al Nassr tried to sign him for the Saudi Pro League in January, according to Fabrizio Romano, and the striker has also been linked with a potential move to Atletico Madrid, with speculation about his future gaining strength. Reliable journalist James Pearce stated that he would be surprised if the 25-year-old remained at Anfield at the start of next season, and now 2 more clubs seem to have joined the race for the Uruguayan. According to Team Talk, both Newcastle and Nottingham Forest are monitoring Nunez, as both clubs seek attacking reinforcements, especially with the prospect of securing a Champions League spot next season. Currently, Newcastle sits in 6th place, and Nottingham Forest is in 3rd in the Premier League, with both clubs having realistic aspirations of securing a spot in Europe's top competition for the 2025-26 season. This leaves both clubs with strong interest in strengthening their attacking options. The report also suggests that Nunez's departure from Liverpool this summer seems increasingly likely, with the player allegedly failing to convince coach Arne Slot of his long-term value to the team. Although the Reds are willing to sell the striker, they would only accept a significant transfer fee for the Uruguayan, who was bought for £64 million from Benfica 3 years ago. Despite having prolific attackers like Alexander Isak and Chris Wood, both Newcastle and Nottingham Forest are interested in Darwin Nunez. Newcastle could face difficulties in keeping Isak, who has been linked to Liverpool, while Forest is looking to reinforce its attack with 33-year-old Wood, who has struggled with injuries. Interestingly, Nunez scored crucial late goals against both clubs last season. While he has scored only 7 goals in 40 appearances this season, he has proven capable of performing at a high level in both the Premier League and the Champions League. At 25 years old, he has already accumulated vast experience in elite football and still has much of his career ahead. Even though it's unlikely that Liverpool will recoup the full fee paid to Benfica in 2022, it is also improbable that the club will take a significant loss with Nunez's sale. The interest from multiple clubs shows that the striker has a market, which could lead to a bidding war if Liverpool decides to sell him in the coming months. The Sun reported that Liverpool believes it has already secured its first major signing of the summer, left-back Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. According to the report, Liverpool has won the battle to sign the young Hungarian defender, spending £50 million on him, and the deal is now done. Bournemouth was willing to negotiate Kerkez for the right price this transfer window, and new reports indicate that a significant breakthrough has been made to secure his move. Kerkez's arrival at Anfield will certainly have significant repercussions on the current team composition, especially regarding the left-back position. With Kerkez joining, questions arise about the future of Andy Robertson at the club. Over the past years, Robertson has been a key figure in Liverpool's defense, but with the new reinforcement coming in, it becomes increasingly unlikely that all 3 left-backs, Kerkez, Robertson, and Kostas Tsimikas, will be competing for the same spot next season. This raises the possibility that one of these players, possibly Robertson, may seek an exit from the club, especially if Kerkez's transfer is finalized. At 31 years old, Robertson has shown signs of decline in his recent performances. Although still one of the team's most important players, there is a growing perception that his performances have been falling compared to previous seasons. The Scottish fullback arrived at Liverpool in 2017 from Hull City, and since then, he has been a central figure in both defense and attack, accumulating an impressive 336 appearances for the club. However, his offensive contributions, which have always been a standout feature, have been declining year after year. His numbers in terms of assists and goals have been dropping, suggesting that he may be entering a transitional phase in his career. Milos Kerkez, 21, has stood out this season, being described as exceptional for his performances at Bournemouth, with 2 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League. His defensive and offensive talent has made him one of the top targets in European football, with Liverpool apparently already securing his signature. Kerkez's arrival provides Liverpool with a long-term option at left-back, bringing youth and technical quality to the squad. With Kerkez's potential arrival, Liverpool may consider selling Kostas Tsimikas, who has been underutilized and is becoming an attractive option in the market. This would allow Robertson to remain at the club, taking on the role of mentor for the young Kerkez. The signing of Kerkez marks a significant change for Liverpool, who are preparing for a summer of major movements, with the arrival of new talent and the possible departure of veterans as they look to remain among the best in Europe. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.